Hi students, now I'm going to explain the forms which we have to use in the HTML web pages Now, so before I start with the form, just I will show the layout how I want to design the form. So this is my layout how I want to be appear in the web page. So first I have to put a caption like sign up form, and I create a table. Inside the table I put the label information. This left side is the label information and right side is the controls or widgets which we have to use in the only in the form level. So this is text box, these are the radio buttons, this is the drop down list, and this is the file upload option, this is the text area, and this is the button. So these are the different controls or widgets which I'll use in my form. Now I'll move to the code. So this is the code what I already done. So just I'll go with the line by line explanation. So first I'll open with the doc type, and I open the HTML tag. So directly I skip all those content. That is the if you want you can use head, title, and closing the title and closing the head. If not added also okay, no problem, just for the convention purpose I'm using. So after that, so what I'm doing, I'm opening the body. So this is my entire body of the HTML. After defining the body, so what I done, my body color is light blue. So my body background color, that is what the BG color is light blue. So this is, if you see this image, you will come to know what is the body color. This is the light blue color I am using. So after creating the body, now I move to the form. So whenever I want to use the form in my HTML, I have to define the form tag. So first I have to define the form tag. Then at the end I have to close the form tag. So once you open the form tag, you have to close it. It's necessary also. Now after opening the form tag, I'm adding the table. So table tag I'm using table border size equals 1. I'm aligning that table into the center part, and the background color, that BG color of the table is yellow. So if you see here, so light yellow. So if you see this table, you will come to know is the light yellow part. So that is what the table. So my entire table, it will take the light yellow color in the web page. Then I'm adding the caption. So I'm using the caption tag, caption heading 1 section I'm using. So sign up form, so it will display in the head 1 size, that is almost and nearly equal to the 18 font size in the Times New Roman. So that size it will take sign up form. Then I'm creating a table row. Now after defining a table tag, now I'm creating a table row. So for the table row, I'm defining a table definition. So for that, I'm using the table definition tag. So once I use the table definition tag, I'm using the attribute called class. So whenever I make use the class, for that class I'm defining a property like td label 1. So why I'm using this class? So whenever I use any of the CSS, any of the cascade styling sheet properties in my web page, then easily I can identify by the class itself. So what are the properties available using this respective class name? So all the properties will come and impose in the web page. So for that purpose I'm using. So as of now I'm not using any of the CSS, by simply for your understanding purpose I using the class attribute in the table definition. So once I define the table definition, then I'm using the label. So label is one of the tag, so which we have to define the normal text. So without normal text also we can use the text, we can display the text in the web page, but to add some of the extra information and to get the control between the various attributes, then we will use the label tag. So for example, if you see here, for is one of the attribute which respective name I have to take. For what you are using the label, that is what the register name. So I am entering some information for registration, so that kind of information I am giving. So you can give whatever the name you want, and class equals label 1, so you can give whatever the respective value for the class. So this class attribute is related to the label tag, and this class attribute is related to the td table definition tag. So now I'm adding the content, that is what enter name. So Now adding the content like enter name. So whatever the label tag I use, so applying these properties, it will create a text called enter name and closing the label tag. And table definition, one more table, I close the table definition for the first definition. Second definition I'm using, so that is what td input type equals text. So I'm going to enter the text type of information in my web page. So for that I'm using, so the type of data is in the form of text. So type equals text, name attribute I'm using name equals name. So you can give whatever the value for this one, and value I'm not specifying any value for this one, it's empty. ID register name, see here, so ID equals register name. So whenever I'm using this ID, it will target to this label. So whatever the information I'm entering as a name now, so that is captured in the this respective input tag, that is the name of the single line text box. This input type is equal to single line text box, and I'm giving the I'm using the style attribute here. So width equals 160 pixel. So what is the size I want in the horizontal way? So that horizontal width I'm fixing here. So as a 160 pixel I'm using in my screen of the respective cell in the table, and placeholder your name. Placeholder your name and autofocus. Autofocus is one of the attribute which we have to use in the text fields, that is for the input fields. So why we use the autofocus? As soon as when the page is loaded in the web browser, the control will go and place in the whichever the field you make it as a autofocus, means it will enable that. Just I think you just remember any of the web pages, or when you are filling the form, as soon as it's loaded, cursor will keep on blinking na? So that is what the autofocus. So that is what the autofocus means. Whichever the field you want to make it as a default text entry, so that it will take the autofocus as a property. And placeholder, just it will give some suggestions, enter your name, so on. So for if you see in diagrams here, enter your name, your password, your email is na? So that is what your placeholder means, what exactly the user has to enter. So if you want, you can use this attribute, otherwise no problem. For the safer side, if you are using, so user will come to know easily what exactly he or she has to enter in the text field. So now I created one text field. That is what enter name with the text box. So this is what enter name and text box. This now I created the first row. Next I will go to the second row. In the second row, so I am using the table definition class with the td label one. Same attribute, same value I am using for all the table definition classes throughout my program here. So I'm creating a label. So label for what? Registered password. So once I enter the name, I have to enter the password. Class equals label 1. So where I entered the label 1, so here again, here also same class name. So you can give whatever the class name you want. So it's not label 1, it's a label. So for the label class, I am going to enter the registering password. So that is what enter password. So entering the label. So now I'm opening the table definition, input type equals password. So here when I use the type equals password, automatically whenever I'm entering the password, it will turn to the bullets. By default it will turn to the bullets, nothing but the data which I am feeding in the password field, it will hide. So it will display in the form of fields. It will display in the form of bullets. So by default it will take in the bullets format. If you want, you can make it as a asterisk by adding the respective type property, another type property. So by default I am leaving as it is, so as a password. So what type of data I am going to enter, that is the password. So as soon as when I mention the password, browser will come to know, okay, this is the password characters, I have to hide and I have to put it in the bullets. That is what it will identify in the input type. And name, password, ID, register password, this ID which I use here in the for label. So as soon as when I get the information in the text box of this enter password, it will identify, okay, this is the ID which the user is going to use. And style equals 160 pixel, placeholder your password. This is the second row which I created. That is what enter your password, this is what I created now. Now I'll go to the third row. In the third row, what I'm doing, I'm creating the label, the same thing again, a table definition with the class ID I created, class value. So label for register email. Now I want to enter the email. So for that email, enter email is my text. So ending the label, then I'm coming to the input tag. So type. So type equals email. So as soon as I mention as an email, by default the browser will validate some information means, so whenever we are using the email, at the rate is mandatory, so that at the rate will check in the form submission time, so that I will show once I am filling that form. So here we use first one of the type as a text, another type as a password, and another type as a email. So and name equals email, so value none, and id equals register email. So whichever the id I use in the label form, label tag, the same id I'm going to use here. And style width equals 160 pixel, placeholder your email. So as soon as you mention the email, so it will add some information which in the form of email format. It will accept in the email format. Otherwise, if you simply putting XYZ something normal text, it don't accept. So that is what the third row. That is what the third row. If you see this diagram, see here, enter email. So your email. Next, I will create the radio buttons. Again, I am creating one more row here. When I am creating the one more row, I am defining the table definition class. That is what the TD label. Now I am creating a label for register gender. For what? I have to register what type of gender, male, female, or others. And the label class equals label, enter the gender. Now close the TD, opening the table definition, input type equals radio. Type equals radio. As soon as when I mention the type equals radio, it will create a radio buttons to accept any one of the option among available. So that radio button it will create, and name equals gender. So id equals register gender male, register gender male, value equals male. Now I am giving the value here. So after that I am putting, see here, first I am creating the radio button, next I am putting the name, that is what male. So label for what? Register gender male. This is what the id I use in the input tag. So register gender male, my option is male, and closing the label. Next, again I am creating one more option, input type equals radio, name equals gender, id equals register gender female. So this register gender female I am using in the this respective label. So label for what? Register if the user is a female or not. So register under female, then my option is female. Now I am taking only two category, either male or female. So now I created one row. That row contains the radio buttons, whether it's a male or female person. That is what here. So enter gender, male or female. So next I'll move to the one more row. So that row contains the options, selection option, that is with the drop down list. What you say, the drop down list now, so that it contains. So table row I'm creating, table definition equals TD label 1, and the label for that, what is that? For register country. So now I'm entering what type of country I am belong to, which country I am belongs to, that it will focus on it. So class label 1, text equals select country. So after entering the label, ending the table definition, again I'm opening the table definition here. So after that, so whenever I make use of the drop down list or a selection tag, we have to use the tag called select. So I'm using the select tag, name equals country, id equals register country. So register country is the name which I use for the label also. So id equals register country. So now it has this respective select tag as a connection with this respective label tag. Now style width equals 160 pixels. So size depends on you, how much you want, you can give it. So now I'm giving the options. Option value equals India, option, and option value equals Pakistan. So I think it should be America. Okay, then it should be South Africa, then it is UK. So it's UK. So I'm giving the different option which I want to mention available in the respective drop down list. So it just is nothing but you just remember the order list and unorder list. First, what you have to do, if you want to display in the order list, first I will open the OL order tag followed with the list, ALI respective list options, end with the order list in the same way. So I have to open with the select tag followed by the option tag, then I have to end with the select. So this is the selection of different values which is available from the list, which the value is available from the list. So then I closing the table row. Next I am using the one more row. I am creating one more row to upload a file, to upload any kind of file. For that one I am creating a table row, table definition. My table that label is select a file to upload. This is a text which I am going to put in my respective page. So after that I end the table definition. Again I'm creating one more table definition, that is what input type equals file. See, as of now we seen text, password, radio, email, all these things. Now this another type of value which I am putting in the type, means I am going to enter a file. So I'm going to enter a file, so that file in the type of any format like a document, JPEG file or audio file, video file, any kind of file. Means I'm going to enter file, that is what uploading the file. So name is new file. Just I have to use only this format to get the uploading a file. You just see here, select a file to upload, choose a file, no file chosen. This is the default information which I am getting. So when I click this choose file, automatically it will go to the respective place where you want to upload the which respective file you want to upload it. So that path it will get it. So after that, ending the table definition, ending the table row. Next, after entering one more table row, that is what enter your address. So in the label I am putting enter your address as a text. Then here I am not adding anything, just I am opening the text area and closing the text area. So this is what the multi-line text box. So normally when we see here as a text, is a single line text box. It's a single line text box. Enter the password, enter the email, enter the name. But when I use the text area, see here we are using type of what type of information I'm going to enter. Means even though it's a email or password, it's a single line text box only it will provide. Suppose if I want to enter my address, then I have to use the text area with multiple lines. So for that I will use the text area tag. Then ending the table definition, ending the table row. Then finally I am creating the button to submit whatever the information I will type in the form now, so that I have to submit. So for that I am creating a button. To create that button, what I am doing, so I am using the table row. Inside the table row I am creating one table definition as a column spanning 2. So the column spanning size equals 2, so that space it will take. And I'm using the division tag. So division tag is nothing but, so what is the use of this division tag? So it will allocate the respective properties only to some block of the content, only some particular area or particular content, not whole body or whole page, only the particular type or particular place it will applicable. So for that I'm using the division tag. So in the division tag I'm aligning that the tag equals in the center part, and I'm using the button. So for the button I am using the value as a submit. So type equals submit. When I use the value called submit, automatically it will create a button. And the ID of that respective button equals register_0. So you can give whatever you want, and the value equals register. So the respective value will get displayed on the button, that is what the register. So I am ending the division tag, I am ending the table definition, I am ending the table row, ultimately closing the table tag, closing the form tag, closing the body, closing the HTML. These are the things which I added in the file. Now I'll go and I'll view in the respective web browser how the form will look like. The same information, so as I shown already, in the same way it will look like. Just I'll make it zoom. So here, just I'll refresh. Once I refresh it, once the page is get loaded, automatically you will getting the cursor blinking. That is what the autofocus. This is what the autofocus. If you mention autofocus here, it will come to here first. So it will tell to the user. Now the user has to start the entering the information from first field. So that is what. First enter your name. As soon as I type the character, automatically the placeholder will get erased. Raghavendra R. So password. So I'm typing some password, so it will turn to the bullet, and I'm using RAGHU. Then mail India, like South Africa. I'm using the file to upload, that is choose your file. So that is what I'll come to the desktop. I will select some file. So that is what some form.dox. here the file name get added, address Bangalore. Okay, I'll take Bangalore 78. See, now I'm going to submit. When I go trying to register, means see, when I click the register, automatically it says like that, please include @ in the email address. So as soon as I put the email and something, it will accept it. So again, file is there, everything is there, just I will register. So once I register, the information is submitted to the form. See here, I am not submitting to the any of the database or any of the web pages. Just I am submitting the data which I entered to the form itself. If you see here in the URL, see here you will get name equals Raghavendra plus R, password equals what I typed the core T, and email equals Raghu percentage 40 kh some information and G, and the entire information what you type now. So everything will be appearing in the URLs here, gender male, country South Africa, and file name equals form.txt. So these are the information which it will get submitted to the browser. So browser what it will do, it will display in the URL. So if you are not submitting in any of the databases or other web pages, it will submit to here only. That's why. So in the form here we have form now. We have attribute called action. We have an attribute called action where exactly I have to submit this information. So that respective path you have to mention either to my local database or path or where exactly it has to submit. So that information I have to place in the form action attribute. So otherwise simply if you not put anything, just it will go and submit to the browser, then I'll get the information like this. I hope you understand. If not, please watch once again the same video, you will get understand. So thank you.